Shalom, my beloved brothers and sisters. We're at a time of comfort, and I would like to open this prayer that is to comfort you. And what is to comfort you? The word of Yahweh God. Nakamawa, Nakamawa, Maya, Ya Amara, Alahaya Kama, Tabarawa, Allah. Abba Yarawa Shalama Wakura wa Alayaha Kaya Malaha Tisba Aha Kaya Nara Tisha Apanaha Kaya Okwahaha Mayadaya Hawaha Kapala Yama Pakala Kata Atayaha. Comfort ye, my people, said Yahweh our God. Speak ye comfortably to Jerusalem, and cry unto her that her warfare is accomplished, that her iniquity is pardoned, for she has received of Yahweh's hand double for all her sins. Praise be the name of Yahweh, hallelujah, in every way. These are stressful times to those that will not have the answer. And the answer is Yahweh has told you what? To keep his commandments. That's the answer. We live in a time that there are things that are very important to us. And out of all the things that are important to us, the thing that is most important is our individual salvation. We can have family. We can go and tell them that they're Israel. But what does it say? And I would like to repeat this, as it says in Ezekiel 14:14. Though these three men, Noah, Daniel, and Job, were in it, they should deliver their own souls by their righteousness, said Yahweh. If you go down to that same chapter, verse 18, it said, though these three men were in it, as I live, said Yahweh, they shall deliver neither son nor daughter, but they shall only be delivered themselves. So is that important thing of understanding that no matter what all the family and love we have for them, the only thing that can save them is righteousness, and righteousness comes only one way. Those of us that will keep the commandments of Yahweh God and do as he has prescribed. There's no other way. You cannot hold their hand and say, come with me. Everyone has to labor. And therefore, that's why we have people that we go to sit and learn about Torah, to learn the word that Yahweh has placed on their heart, to speak to you so that you may grow wise in an even point of understanding Yahweh's word. These are our times that we must hold dear to us, because those that have taken refuge in their wicked action, that's why I entitled this, Their Money, Their God, because they have made their strength, their money, their God, where people are not as important to them than the dollar bills. They've found that having the money, their God, that they hold strength to, is more important than the people. So we seek the comfort of keeping the commandments of Yahweh God, that we will enter into obedience to comply to his word. See, they feel that riches is their safety net. And is told in Proverbs 11:4, riches profit not in the day of wrath. It also goes to tell them that because of their wicked acts that they have done against people that are totally helpless, and therefore, because these people are totally helpless, they have come against them so suddenly with no mercy because they find that they cannot make a percentage and they have no value for them. Even with us in this land, it was brought here. As it says in Isaiah 47, verse 11, therefore shall evil come upon you. You shall not know from where it rises, and mischief shall fall upon you. You shall not be able to put it off. And desolation shall come upon you suddenly, which you shall not know. So why is these things happening to them? See, they forget, but you have to realize Yahweh God, who has made the universe and prescribed the destination for all of us, has said to them in Proverbs 17:13, whosoever rewarded evil for good, evil shall not depart from his house. He told him, he says, look what you people have done. Thus said Yahweh of hosts, the son of Israel, of the tribes of Israel, the sons of the tribe of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast and refused to let them go. And when they brought us into this country, and they did the things where they could have let us go, could have given back our language and our customs and tradition, they held us fast. And that's why Yahweh said, therefore evil shall come upon him. Why? Whosoever reward evil for good, evil shall not depart from his house. And has not he done that? Look at what they did to the American Indians. You understand? They think, oh, it's over. It's, you're going to rebuild. But Yahweh God's going to tear it up. And that's why it's important. Comfort ye, my people. Speak ye, comfort. Did Yahweh say everybody? He said, no, comfort my people. Because Yahweh only had one people. Where's that comfort coming from? You keeping the commandments. That's your comforter. That's who you have to rely upon. The word of Yahweh God. As it says in Proverbs 21, verse 7, the robbery of the wicked shall destroy them because they refuse to do judgment. Yes. See, their robbery that they tell you, well, this is this business, where they have gone into places where they wanted to grab the property, and knowing that the people did not have the total understanding, or either they took and rezoned it so they could not come back so that they could have access to it, that they would go in and build houses and fenced cities and say how safe they are. In Proverbs 22, verse 16. He that oppressed the poor to increase his riches, and he that giveth to the rich shall surely come to want. See, their distribution is among those, it says their money is their God. You understand what I'm saying? He said, and that's why it goes on to Proverbs 22, chapter 22, verse 22 to 23. Rob not the poor because he is poor, neither oppress the afflicted in the gate. For Yahweh will plead their cause and spoil the souls of them that spoil them. So Yahweh has warned those that have taken money for their God and have built a city that they say is impenetrable because the poor cannot do, and they will divert the judgment so it will be in their favor. It says riches in Proverbs 22, verse 5 says, riches certainly make themselves wings. They fly away as an eagle towards heaven. He said, look, these things that y'all hold as your God and y'all worship, they're going to fly away one day. You're going to look. See, it says, and as Yahweh has told us in Psalm 50, verse 21, these things have you done, and I kept silent. You thought that I was altogether such as one of thyself. He said, you think that I'm like you. They value money over human life. That's why it says in Psalm 10, verse 8, in the secret places do they murder the innocent. His eyes are privately set against the poor. You understand? They do it secretly. They pass laws to make sure that you can't get nothing. You understand? And in Proverbs 30, verse 14, there's a generation whose teeth as knives to devour the poor from off the earth and the needy from among men. These are some vicious people. And if you do not understand this and believe that they're going to, it's not about acceptance, they have no feeling for the human rights. Remember, ain't nobody can give these black people that they brought here anything because they earned everything. You can't give them anything. They build this country under duress and love. And that's why he says, and you shall die in a polluted land. The air is polluted, the water is polluted, the land is polluted, your food is polluted. They have polluted you with all types of experimental drugs. You know, I'm saying to you, they don't find any value in themselves. They only find value in money. You understand? That it says in Proverbs 10, verse 15, the rich man's wealth is his strong city. The destruction of the poor is their poverty. See, by they, instead of helping the poor man and making it to where it can be agreeable, you know, you cannot go into other people's land and rob them and don't think that there's not going to be a repercussion. You understand? That's why it says in Psalm 52, verse 7, lo, this is the man that made not Yahweh his strength, but trusted in abundance of his riches and strengthened himself in wickedness. He strengthened himself in his riches and he strengthened himself in his wickedness. The physical riches in this world is not passed into the next world. See, you're not gonna, with all that they gather, it's not going with them when they leave here. They're going into what you call spiritual poverty. That's why it says in Psalm 49, verse 17, for when he died, he shall carry nothing away. His glory shall not descend after him. This, this is something. See, all of it is written in this book that they call a Tanakh. Everything that man can think is written in this book. It is a complete book of how the creation that Yahweh has created, how they think. And he's given them a means by which, if they follow, they learn to what? To think better, to act better, and to bring about the best results. When you keep the Shabbat, you're changing yourself. When you keep the holidays that is prescribed, you're changing yourself. When you call on the name of Yahweh God, you're changing yourself. Yahweh, Allah, Yama, hallelujah, praise Yahweh God. These things that come out of our mouth changes us. And therefore, when we understand that to make our conversation that will be appropriate to call upon his divine and holy name, that we take refuge in, that we hold fast to the words that he has given and allowed his prophets, that he told them to write down, and they wrote it down. Now, I don't want to make anybody mad, but you go into the New Testament is not scriptures, it's epistles, which means letters. When you go into the Old Testament, it is prescribed by the word of Yahweh God. Thus said Yahweh God. Kaha Amara Yahweh God. In other words, the authenticity of it is that it came out of Yahweh's mouth. Now, when you go in the New Testament, I'm not saying that it ain't no wisdom there, but it's strangely mixed. And I'm telling you, the riches of this world and the world forever is the word of the true God. Yahweh, Yahweh, Allah, Yama. That's the truth. And therefore, to call it, to emphasize your desire to be one with it, is to be obedient. And therefore, as it told you, that these things are important to us. Our individual salvation, seeking out those things that pertain to Yahweh God. Yagalallah, Yahweh, Yagalallah, Yahweh. Let Yahweh be magnified. Let Allahayimah be magnified. My brothers and sisters, you have the master key, but you have to be attentive to always use it. And by using it, calling on his name, he gave us a book that we could read and that it will temper our personality, telling us our destination is to one cause, one purpose, and that is keeping Yahweh's commandments. And I will bring you, and I will bring the blind by a way that they know not. I will lead them in a path that they have not known. I will make darkness light before them and crooked things straight. These things will I do unto them and not forsake them. You got to hold these words because you ain't got nothing to hold on to. The rich man don't find you of any value. And it says what? And those, it told Israel, he said, you have no more value among these people. You know, And at the same time, that's not true. You have to understand, what value do you have for yourself? Because they definitely have no value for them. Could look at the fires that's spreading out. Look, there's a lot of mischief getting ready to come on these people. That's why he says, they don't want to be among you. You know what I'm saying? They got places where they go and tell you, if you walk through their community, you're gonna get locked up. So I'm saying to you is this: your path is walking down the straight and narrow path of keeping the commandments of Yahweh God. When you pass through the waters, I will be with you, and through the rivers, they shall not overflow you. When you walk through the fire, you shall not be burned, neither shall a flame be kindled upon you. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. These words are so precious. These words, you ain't got nothing, Israel, to hold on better than this. You hold on to this because that's all you got, Israel. Man, everything else, because these people are about their business. They ain't never helped you, ain't gonna think about helping you. But you don't need them. And Israel should be among the Gentiles as a vessel of no value, no pleasure. That's what they feel about you. You understand? They have taken total advantage, 100%. They have lynched us, had intimacy with us, and they have mixed us up, took our language, look, and spin us around in this country and said, now find your way home. And we should be very thankful that Yahweh has allowed a great and awesome book. And if you get the old Bibles, who pictures is in there? Their pictures. Coming out of Northeast Africa. Shame on them. And one day they're going to cry. And that's why it says, and they shall come from the four corners of the earth and say, our forefathers have inherited lies, prepare slaughter for his children. What? For the iniquity of the fathers. Because they've never done anything to say, and they know exactly who we are. They know exactly. So I'm saying to you, put on your zitzes, my brothers and sisters. Keep these laws that has been prescribed because it belongs to you. To return back to Yahweh. Don't worry about nobody else. If you by yourself, knowing that you have been called by the Ruach of Yah to sit and to have and walk down that straight and narrow path. Hallelujah. Praise Yahweh God. Behold, I will bring them from the north country and gather them from the crust of the earth, and with them the blind, and them the lame, the woman with child, and her that travail with child. A great company shall return. So I bid you to know your journey and to know that Yahweh God truly loves you. And may you just continue, my brothers and sisters, because everything is in your favor if you keep the commandments of Yahweh God. So I say, Shalom, Amanah.